Let's create a login logout with Firebase and React and Firestore for storing information about your users. So let's get started by routing the register and sign in components. After that, I'll be creating a register card. So let's get started with styling. I will create a div with a class background color gray with some padding and then max width of extra small. Then I'm going to make it responsive by allowing max width for medium and small sizes. And then I would be class name flex justify so that everything is in center with a full. And then let's just go 30 pixels down. And then let's make some rounded edges. And I think we're good to go. And let's just write register, style register, font, okay, not good. Some bold, or maybe bold, not good. Okay, let's just do text, Excel. I think it's fine. Creating a form. And then creating a div. Inside of that, I'll be for first name, and then label the first name, and then add the class of text extra small, grayish color. Yeah, looks pretty fine. And we'll create an input with type text, placeholder, enter your first name, and then a class name of, okay, let's just add some padding. I think padding 1 will be great. And let's just add everything inside a div firstly. And then padding of 1, text extra small, width full, and then rounded edges. And then I don't like the black thing, so I'm just removing the focus outline none. Let's do it quickly. And let's just adjust the margin and padding a little bit. As per your wish, you can do that. So I think I will give the mistake. I think I'll give a margin from top. One, I think from top only. So margin from top, and I think we are good. So now I will just copying everything 4 times for 4 different inputs that we require for registration. That would be a first name, last name, email, and password. So I'm just going to paste it 4 times and just change the names quickly. Let me just do that after changing some padding. Okay, I think the register also needs some padding. Okay, so yeah, looks pretty neat. Okay, now I like it. I'm just quickly copying everything, pasting it 4 times, and then changing everything. Last name for email, password. So everything is neat. I'll be creating a button register. So this button will have some class of background blue color, some padding with full, and some text white, padding of 1, rounded edges. And then I'm creating a paragraph already registered. Then you can sign in. So already have an account. You can just say login. We just linked to our login route, or maybe in my case sign in route, and just style everything now. So I'm just making it a smaller font and some grayish color, and changing the login color to blue. looks now. If I hover, let's make it underlined, and already have an account also should be a little smaller, changing in font size and font color. Now everything looks pretty nice. Now that we are able to create as kind of a UI for our design, and now now we are being able to sign in and register. Now let's just go to the Firebase first link, and then we will be using Firebase for all our authentication. So create a project number 1, and then continue. So until everything is nicely done, let's get on to our signin.jsx and do the same as register.jsx, creating the same sign-in card. I'm just copying everything from register and then pasting it with sign in and just deleting the first name and last name. So I'm just quickly organizing everything so that it looks similar to register.jsx but without first name and last name, and deleting the already registered button. So yeah, you can see I'm deleting everything, first name and last name, and I've just got email and passcode, and I'm going to say it to register to sign in. Now I'm copying the same button and pasting it. Instead of register, I'm naming it sign in. Yeah, and everything looks good. So now what we need to do is, as we type, we should be able to store whatever we have typed into a variable. So for that, we will be using use states. So for every for every input, upon any change, you should be able to record that change. So we are going to create a state variables for first name, last name, email, and passcode, and we're going to apply set functions on all 4 of those. So here I'm creating a use state for all 4 parameters. So quickly changing everything. First name, last name, set last name. Okay, now email and set email. And now passcode to set password. So nicely done, and we are going to add, upon any change, we should be able to record that. So we have for that, let's just do on change, an arrow function with the parameter e, which sets your first name, setf name, to the targeted value in your input box, target.value. Copying that and pasting to all 4 of those, and just changing the set parameter name, f name to l name, and then set email, and then set passcode. Yep. And then let's see our project. Okay, it's done. Continue. And then we will be taken into a Firebase console. We'll select web, and then just name your project and registered. You will be provided with a software development kit that will help you to access all the Firebase development kit, and we are going to copy that, and we are going to create a Firebase config.js file inside our source directory, and we will be able to use our authentication from Firebase. So I'm just going to create inside our source folder, I'm going to create a firebase.js, and I'm going to import get auth from Firebase /auth, and after that we are going to create our authentication parameters, export const auth and get auth. And provide app inside it. So yeah, we've exported. Now export app itself. So export default app as well. And now that we've done everything inside our Firebase, let's just go to our register.jsx, and then let's just import our auth from the Firebase that we just created. So I'm from firebase.js. Import auth from Firebase. Okay, again a mistake. Import small a auth. Okay, so yep. Now this auth will help us to authorize and use different authentication functions of Firebase. So now let's just get started with. So as we click register, we should be able to store everything that the user has typed. So for that, we need to authenticate using email and passcode. So let's just click on authentication and click get started, and sign in method. Let's just enable the email and passcode method. So by doing this, we are able to use different email and password authentication functions from Firebase. And now let's get started by using Firebase. So okay, we are going to name the type of the button submit. And on our forms, we are going to use upon submit, we are going to execute a function named handle register. So yeah, let's just get started with creating handle register. So an edo function. Okay, we are going to prevent the default, that is, we are going to prevent the reload of the page so that we can access all the data that the user typed in. If we don't do so, we cannot catch it if the page reloads, so preventing that. And we are going to use a try catch block to catch any errors. And inside the try catch, I'm going to create a user with email and password. So I'm going to create a user with its email ID, passing its authentication data and email and passcode. Okay, so email and passcode stays. And then I'm going to create it or wait, because it will take some time, and I'm going to make it async. So I'm going to make the function async. So I forgot to type in E. So yeah, we'll quickly do that and make it an asynchronous function. And now I'm going to store I'm going to store user's data into user. So the current user's data into user variable. So auth.current user. And then I'm just going to console my user data. So let's just do console log and then user, and let's see if we are registered or not. User registered. So let's just see what we've done. Let's just quickly inspect console and register. So I'm going to type in gibberish. And then click on register. So we did something wrong. So let's figure out what we did wrong here. So we're just going to, okay, I think what we we did prevent should be smaller letter. It should not be capitalized, so I think I should be able to register now. So quickly typing whatever I know, whatever, and whatever. Still I'm not being able to do anything, so maybe because I have not given the value to any placeholder. So if I type anything on the first name input box, it should be stored inside the variable f name. So I forgot a very main part, so I'm going to add whatever is inside the box into a variable that is l name, f name, email, and passcode respectively. So you just need to give the values to every input boxes, so that you if you don't do so, nothing is being read by your program, so you need to add values. I'm just doing o.gmail.com and whatever gibberish, and then so we are now able to be registered. So that means we have registered. Let's just check. Inside the object there are a list of, so there's an email, there's an email verified or not, and then the main there is a unique ID. So let's just try something again. Prasamsa.oriel, and I'm going to name my own email. .com, and then same. Registered. See, I got registered, and you can see my email has been captured inside an object. Let's just see inside our Firebase. You can see two o@gmail and Prasamsa has been stored inside our Firebase with a unique user. Unique ID, that is the hashed password. So you can see we are not being able to access anything other than email. So to be able to access the first name, last name, we are going to use Cloud Firestore. So just clicking on that and creating our custom database. Now I'm going to name something in the East Asia, Mumbai, and then next, and this is a test mode. So test, create, and then then we have a database, so we can work on this. So for that we need to get our Firestore. So inside our firestore config.js, we are going to import get Firestore from Firebase Firestore. So I'm quickly importing it. So import get Firestore store from Firebase/Firestore. Yep, and then we are going to create a database here. So export constant database. So let's just do db equals to get Firestore, and we are going to provide app inside it. So so you can use user Firestore inside every app.jsx of your React app. So after doing that, we're going to register.jsx, and we are going to import the database from the firestore.js, and then we are going to import something known as doc and setDoc. So what setDoc is going to do is that it will create a document of the user details that user entered. So we will set a document into our Firestore by using this setDoc function from Firebase Firestore. Some mistakes /Firestore. And now after that, let's just go to our try block. inside our try block, we should be able to store your first name, last name, and email inside your Firestore. So I'm going to say if my user is being accessed, if only you can access my user, that is all the credentials that I've entered, then I'm going to set my doc. Inside my doc, I'm going to give my database name and then the collection. So it's a collection of users that I'm creating. And then inside the collection of users, I differentiate every user through its unique UID. So I'm just quickly going to show you what UID means. Inspect, and then you can inside the console you can see that after we have been registered, everybody has a unique UID. So on the basis of that, we are going to differentiate between users. So yeah, so we are creating a unique document of every user on the basis of that. So I'm going to pass user.uid here. So because it's in an object, so we are accessing it with a dot operator, user.uid, and then I'm going to make a object of what I want. So email, so stored inside email, user.email. So I'm going to I will be needing first name, store f name inside first name, and store last name inside l name. Okay, in store first name, email, and last name. Okay, nicely done. And if I wait, because it will take some time. So now I'll quickly register with its second detail. So if I register, it says, okay, UID not defined. Okay, what mistake did I do again? Okay, so I should do a dot operator, dot. So I guess now I should be able to register. So let's just change something and then register. So you can see I've been registered. The user is registered. And if I go and refresh my Firestore, okay, you can see I have a user collection and an collection. So yeah, you have successfully stored inside your Firestore data. Now after you have been registered, you should be able to navigate into your sign-in route, and then you can sign in, and then you can enter inside your profile. So let's just do that now. So as you click register, you should a sign-in should pop up. So for that, after my try catch, so okay, after my try block, I'm going to navigate to the sign-in bar. So I'm going to window.location.href. So what this will do is navigate me through the location that I want to. I want to go to /sign-in. So I'm going to do that. So the spelling of the sign is incorrect here. So let me quickly correct it. And as I register with some gibberish name like PDD, and then email, I'm writing pdd@beyonce.com, and then some passcode 123456, and then registered. If I click on register, then it is taking me to the sign-in block, and now as I add my email and passcode, I should be able to enter inside the profile. Now let's just go out into our sign-in block, and then and we need to adjust something over here. So we need to create a state variable there as well, because you need to be able to access everything that the user typed. So I'm just quickly adding value and on change arrow functions, just as we did before. So value passcode, and on change, say arrow function set email into e.target.value. Yep, nicely done. And now I'm going to create I'm going to make the type submit to the button, and then on the form I'm going to make on submit, I'm going to run a function or invoke a function named handle signin. So handle signin, and then let's just create handle signin now. Const handle signin, and then it's an arrow function, obviously, an asynchronous function again, async. And then I'm doing try catch block, and then some sign in with email and passcode, and then import that, and then I'm going to auth, email, and passcode. So I'm going to pass authorization details, email, and passcode as a parameter. This is also going to be an await because it takes time for this function to run. And after that, we will console log that we signed in properly. Let's see how well. Okay, we need to import use state first. I forgot. Again, authorization as well. Import use state. So now let's inspect and try to sign in. Console, and I'm gonna type some email that I created. Remember, o@gmail.com, and then passcode 123456, and then sign in. Okay, because here we didn't do prevent default, so it's being reloaded, and that's why our data is just being lost. So we are just going to prevent default before trying out try catch block, and then again trying to sign in. So let's just sign in with email and passcode. Sign in. Okay, you can see we have successfully been signed in. So now as we sign in, we should be able to extract the data from our Firestore, and then we should be able to use that into our profile.jsx UI. So after I sign in, I should be able to I should be able to direct it to our profile section. So let's just quickly create a profile component inside our pages. So inside my pages, I'm just going to create a profile.jsx. And then I'm going to go to my app.jsx and route the profile. So I'm going to create a routing for profile, quickly copying it and changing the details from path / profile. And then going to profile. So let's just create a profile, a functional component inside profile.jsx and RFACE. We've created it. Now we just have to name write something here. So app.jsx, I've copied it. Let's import it. Now import. Now we should be able to inside our profile.jog. Okay, I'm just writing profile here. And let's sign in again and see what we get. Say o@gmail.com and some passcode. 1 2 3 4 and sign in. So we have been navigated to a profile section. So now let's just get started with editing the profile. So we are going to our Firestore. So we should be able to access everything from our Firestore database. So we need to export database, authorization, and so many other things. Before that, let's just create a user detail state object. So, and set user details and use state. Okay, null. So now that I've created a state for storing all the data that I will be accessing from Firestore, we'll be creating a function to fetch everything from the Firestore. So I'm going to create a function. Let's just do const fetch details and arrow function, which is obviously asynchronous again. And I'm going to say auth dot on state. Okay, so let's just import auth first. Import auth from the firebase.js. Okay, auth and database from /firebase. Okay, after I've imported auth, I'm going to add auth dot on auth. So it is going to check whether you are logged in, signed in, or signed out. So if I am signed in only, my profile should be visible. So for that, inside this function, I'm going to write another arrow function, which is going to be an asynchronous function. Okay, I'm just going to make it an asynchronous function and add user as an argument so that whatever my auth has captured, it should be visible in my console. So, yep, whatever is the state of my authorization variable, we should be able to see that. So for executing the function, I'm just creating an use effect function to fetch details and then just passing an argument. So upon every time my profile renders, I should be the fetch details. So fetch details automatically executes itself. So you can see I'm being able to access user. So there's an object that I have received. So let's just do it again. I'm just going to sign in with another email that I created. And then password. And before I sign in, let's inspect. Okay. Inspect, and inside my console, I have two objects that I have been able to access. So now that we can access user, now we should be able to access the Firestore database. So for that, as we did for the register.jsx, we imported set doc and doc. We will be importing doc and get doc. So what get doc does is that it helps to get you the documents from the Firestore to your program. So we will be importing doc and get doc from Firestore library, and then Firebase. Okay, here I did a mistake, so it should be Firebase/Firestore. So after that, let's create a reference document, ref doc, which will store all the data that we access from the Firebase. That is it will make a document from the database, from the collection of users, on the basis of your unique ID. So user dot UID. So now that you have created a reference and document, you should store that reference document inside your getDoc function so that you can actually get the document details. So it's all in the basis of your unique ID. So let's just do create a data sheet. So I'm gonna do a doc sheet is equal to await getDoc, and I'm going to pass my reference doc inside the getDoc. And done. After that, if my doc sheet exists, if I'm being able to access from the Firestore, then I should set my user details. The object state that I've created, I'm going to set all my user details equal to docsheet.data. So whatever data my docsheet has, that is being stored inside my set user details. And let's just console doc dot data. So docsheet.data. So you can see my first name, last name, and email I can access. So now we have to use that first name, last name into our UI. So let's just do that. So yeah, inside your return statement, if your user details are available, I'm going to use a ternary operator, is available, then you are going to print out. So you are going to, inside the curly braces, let's just add this inside of curly braces. So if my user details are available, then I'm going to create a empty tag, and inside an empty tag I'm going to be accessing my user details dot first name, capital F, RIST, name, and then my last name, and then my email. So I'm just quickly, if not, I'm going to do a loading. Okay, if I'm not being able to access my user details, I'll do a loading tag. So just LOADING only ... So you can see I can access my first name here. So let's access the last name and email also. User details, last name. Yep, hello and hi are my first and last name, email. Inside a p tag, email, and user details, email. Yep. Nicely done. Now I should create a logout button and LOGOUT logout button. Let's style it a little bit, adding a class name of some color, red color. Okay, inside the button it should be, so quickly deleting everything. Inside the button, class name, red, background. Okay, does not look good. Maybe 500. And then give some padding. And then some round edges. And it looks good. I think that's it. Now you should, upon submit, you should execute or invoke a function. Let's just call it onClick curly braces. Let's just say handle logout. Yep, and then let's create handle logout now. Of synchronous function again, handle logout, async and just do the try catch block. Inside the try, I'm going to wait until my authorization is signed out. Authorization status is signed out, that is auth dot sign out. I'm just going to auth dot sign out, and then my location has to be shifted to logins. After I log out, it should shift to login. So we're doing log window.location.ref equals to routing login, or in my case I /login. So it's like, and then console log logged out, an error message should be console log error dot message if I get any error. So let's try logging out. So as I log out, okay, I get some error. There's no location to log in, so I think it's sign in instead of login. So let's just quickly check. Oh yeah, there's no login, it's sign in. So let's change the login to sign in, copying and pasting my route name to. So now everything just works fine. Now let's just see, we have a problem. If we so if I go to a new tab and localhost, so I go to a home page, but here I'm in a profile page, so it should not happen. So if you are opening same two tabs at the same time, both of them should have the same data. So to make so we are going to go to our app.jsx, and I'm going to create a state of what's the state of the user authentication. So I'm going to create a user set user and a use state, and on passing no initial value inside it. And then I'm going to create a use effect again, that every time I re-render to the same localhost 5173, it should execute the same thing. So I'm going to check the state of my authentication. That is, firstly I'll import auth. So let's just import auth, and then check my auth dot on state change. So if my state is changed, or what is the state of my changed, so this will give you the user state. Okay, auth state value, the user will holds the value of the auth state and change, and then set user changes it to whatever is the authentication state. So yeah, so I'm passing no parameters, and I'm going to, okay, if my user is logged in, that is user is true logged in, then I'm going to navigate. First let's just import navigate from router DOM, navigate, and then if so, then I'm going to navigate to, I think I should navigate to profile, that is /profile /profile. And then I'm just closing the tag. Otherwise, you should navigate to the home page. So if we see, both the tabs have same details. So if I create a new one and see, okay, it loads in and gives me the profile again. So we are able to do what we wanted to do. So let's just quickly check what we have created. So I can sign in, register with my first name, last name, email, and then some passcode. I register, I'm taken to sign in page, then I enter my email and passcode again. I can sign in and it shows my profile. I can log out. So that's it. So I'm just styling my profile quickly so that if you sign in, you can get this inside a box. So yep, done.